Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really big challenge in the world of research. How do you actually know what to trust?
I mean, seriously, this question is at the heart of making good decisions in medicine, in policy, really in everything. And the answer, well, it starts with a special and incredibly powerful kind of research.
So, these things, systematic reviews, they're designed to be the absolute gold standard of evidence. They're not just some casual summary. Nope. They are meticulously planned to find every piece of evidence on a topic. But here's the catch. Even the best review can be useless if it's not reported clearly.
All right, let's get into it. Here's our game plan. We're going to unpack the tool that brings some serious clarity to this incredibly complex world.
The issue isn't just that there's a ton of research out there. The real problem is that when a study is reported poorly, it becomes this black box. It's impossible for anyone, doctors, scientists, you, to judge its quality. And you end up in this research labyrinth where good and bad information all look the same.
And that is where Prisma comes in. Think of it as a bright flashlight in that labyrinth. Now, what's crucial to understand is that Prisma isn't a rulebook for how to do research. Not at all. It's a guideline for how to report it. Its whole reason for existing is to force transparency, so we can all see exactly what happened.
The full name is a bit of a mouthful, I know, but it actually tells you everything you need to know. It's the Preferred Reporting Items, basically a checklist of things you should include, for systematic reviews and meta-analyses. It's all about creating a shared standard for being open and honest.
Okay, this is a really important point and a super common mix-up. A meta-analysis, which is the fancy statistical part, is just one tool that can be used inside the much bigger process of a systematic review. Prisma helps authors report on that entire journey, from the very first search to the final conclusion.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty. The first core piece of Prisma is its checklist. And you can think of this as the actual blueprint, the step-by-step instructions for building a transparent, trustworthy report.
So the latest version, Prisma 2020, has 27 items on its checklist. Now, I know what you're thinking. 27? That sounds like a lot. But honestly, they follow a super logical structure that you'll definitely recognize if you've ever glanced at a scientific paper.
And here it is. See? The checklist isn't just some random list of rules. It maps perfectly onto the standard sections of a research paper: introduction, methods, results, and discussion. All it does is make sure that within each of those sections, the authors cover all the critical details we need to see. No skipping steps.
Now for the second major piece of Prisma, and this one is my favorite because it's so visual and honestly so powerful. It's the flow diagram, and it tells the entire story of the research project in a single picture.
In other words, it's an evidence map. It shows you every single turn the researchers took. You see every study they found, everyone they threw out, and crucially, why they threw it out. It makes the whole filtering process completely transparent. And the diagram just walks you through these 4 clear steps. You can literally watch how a research team might start with, say, thousands of articles they found, and then systematically, with clear reasons, narrow that giant pile down to the handful of studies that actually make the final cut.
So, okay, we've got a 27-item checklist and a cool diagram, but so what? Why does this little toolkit matter so much out here in the real world?
Well, here's the bottom line. By demanding this kind of clarity, Prisma does a few huge things. It lets us, the readers, actually look at the study and judge its strengths and weaknesses for ourselves. It also allows other scientists to repeat the process, which is a cornerstone of good science. And ultimately, it builds the trust we need to actually use these findings to make big decisions.
This quote from the official Prisma guide just nails it. It's all about providing enough detail for us to assess trustworthiness. Without that detail, even the most brilliant research is just a mystery. And if you take just one thing away today, please let it be this. Prisma doesn't judge the quality of the research. It simply demands that the reporting is so transparent and so complete that we can judge the quality for ourselves. It's about clear communication, making sure great science doesn't get lost behind bad reporting.
It's a question worth really thinking about, because the answer affects everything, from the advice your doctor gives you to the laws our governments pass.